Hello everyone, and welcome back to Anyone Can Learn to Code. In this episode, we'll delve a little bit further into the topic we introduced in the previous episode, arrays. If you'll recall, an array is simply a list of objects. Let's open up IRB and remind ourselves about how arrays work. An array is indicated by square brackets, and each item in the list is separated by a comma, like so. 45, 58, 101. And that's an example of an array of numbers. Let's put that array of numbers inside the variable x. 45, 58, 101, and you'll see that the spaces don't matter, only the commas matter. To access an individual item from an array, you do as follows. To pull the first item from the array, you get x square bracket 0. Because if you'll recall from the previous episode, in Ruby and many other programming languages, the first item of an array is not item number 1, it's item 0. So when we do x0, that's how we get the first item, 45. To get the middle item, 58, we would do x1. And to get the third item, we would do x2. Now since you can put any object into an array, you can put strings into an array as well. Let's have an array of fruits. And a vegetable. And what's especially interesting is that you can put multiple types of objects into one array. So you can have a number, a string, another number, etc. Now let's demonstrate a number of methods that an array can perform. Let's start with simple ones. So let's do x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we do x dot reverse, we get that array in reverse. If we do x dot shuffle, we get that array, but with the items in random order. And now for three methods that accomplish the same thing. X dot size, x dot length, and x dot count, which all tell us how many items there are in this array. Now why would there be three methods that do the same thing? As we mentioned, Ruby is a language that has no problem with there being more than one way to accomplish the same thing. One programmer might feel that size is a more appropriate word to convey the meaning of getting the number of objects in the array, while someone else might prefer the word length. As for count, you can actually do a little more with count than you can do with size or length. With count, you can actually find out how many of a certain element is contained within an array. Consider the following array. X equals 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. If we do x dot count 2, is asking how many times does the number 2 occur in this array. Now here's another one. Let's take the same array and put it in order. Right now the numbers seems to be in random order. To sort them in order, you can do x dot sort, which arranges the elements in order. This works for strings as well. Let us get another string of fruits. Let's call it y this time. Banana, orange, apple. And y.sort, we'll put them in alphabetical order. Here's an important one. Let's say you want to remove a particular element from an array. So if we had z equals flute, tuba, kazoo, and baseball, and you realize that baseball doesn't belong there, you can do z dot delete baseball. And now if we look at z again, we only have our musical instruments. Now we already mentioned that if you want to get the first item of an array, you can do z0, which will return flute in this case, but you can also do z dot first. Again, another example of two ways to accomplish the same thing. And to get the last item, you can do z dot last. You can even get a random item with z dot sample. The methods I've just demonstrated are only a small subset of what arrays can do, but I wanted to help you get more of a feel for how arrays work and how powerful they can be. Thanks for watching Anyone Can Learn to Code.